Hello everyone, this is going to be my first Roblox or Lua tutorial. Um, Today we're just going to be learning the basics of Roblox, what everything is, so that we can start going more in depth in later tutorials. So first we have the workspace. This consists of everything you see in the world currently. We got the base part, which is just this huge platform. We got the spawn location, which is where the player will spawn. We got a terrain, which is used for if you're making custom terrain. If you go into view and somewhere in here, terrain editor, a custom terrain you make will go into there. And then you have camera, which is the current camera I'm looking around in. As if you look here at the position orientation, when I move, that number changes. But now let's go over properties. So properties will consist of all data when you click on an object. So it's either the base part, or now it's just spawn location. So it has a brick color, another color. They do the exact same thing. If you want to cast a shadow, how reflective it is, basically how shiny it is, and how transparent it is. 0 means it's not transparent at all. 1 means it's completely invisible. Down here is all your other data. We got your name and parent. The parent is basically the thing above it, so it's currently in workspace, so this parent is workspace. We got the size, so we can make this bigger if we want to. We got the position, so if I were to move this around, the position down here would change. And we got orientation, which is basically just the rotation of this object. If I were to rotate it, that's 70 degrees. Right here it goes by degrees. Whenever you're changing it through a script, it will go by radians. Alright, now let's get to the next one. We got players. So all players are in a game will be put into this folder. So if I were to play the game, it will put my player inside this folder. See, percent does, that is my name. This will hold all your GUIs, all your scripts, gear, and then your backpack. You know when you click this right here to get your backpack, that's what that is. Also, when you load to the game, your character will be added to the game, which is this right here. This consists of a lot of parts that you don't have to worry about right now. Next thing we're going to go over is lighting. This is basically the lighting in your game. You can customize it all you want, though some of this can get a little complicated. But really, it's just a bunch of customizing that doesn't really do much. Let's try. Bloom is a good one. Intensity. It's already at 1. Never mind. Size. Nothing I can really change here, mainly because I also don't have a bunch of stuff. But you could basically change the sky and everything in the game with the lighting. We're gonna skip material service. Okay, at first is everything inside of this will get loaded first, because when you load in the game, a computer can only do one thing at a time. So whatever's in replicated first, that's what it's going to do first. Replicated storage is used for if you're wanting to store any certain types of data, you can put stuff in there. That one's really like an optional thing. Then we got server script service. This will handle like your data saving, any of your tool handlers, that kind of stuff. Server storage I'm also going to skip. Starter GUI. This is where you're going to build any GUI you want. Right here, now I got a GUI on my screen. I can do whatever I want with it. But in Starter GUI, it'll automatically go into the player once you start the game. Anything with starter means it will go ahead and be added to the player right as they join the game. So starter GUI, they'll add it immediately to their GUI. Pack, starter pack, it'll immediately add that object to their backpack. Starter player has 2 more inside of it, their starter character and starter player. So if it's in starter character, it'll go ahead and get added to the character when they join in. You know how I had a character in the workspace? Whatever's in here will automatically get added to that. Starter player, the one that was in here, you'll automatically add it to that. We got teams. I'm going to skip this. Sound service is where you'll store any of your sounds. And I'm going to skip this. That is basically everything that will be in your Explorer. You have a bunch of different windows up here that can really customize. So you can customize and get different things. There's a toolbox. You can get random things that people have made. You got asset manager. Don't really have to worry about this. You got your output. So this is where any errors will show if you have any errors in your scripts. Script analysis, this one can be a good one. This, when you're editing your script, you can see any errors that it finds right now. Get your properties, explore, everything you need. But there's the basics of Roblox Studio. But we're also going to go ahead and show you how to add parts to a world. So right here, click on part. Now you've got a part in your world. Not sure why it went back there, so I'm just going to go ahead and set its position to 0, 0, 0. And we're also going to move that up so we can see it. So now we have a basic part. But because this is a scripting tutorial, I'm not going to teach you building and all that. I'm just going to teach you how to, move the part to the right. Or actually, I'm going to teach you how to change the color. Yeah, let's do that. So if you click the plus icon on your part, you can add a script. Make sure it's this type of script right here. There's 3 different types of script in Roblox. I'm gonna only cover 2 right now. So there's a server script, which is what we're doing right here. This means it will run in the server. And then there is a client script, which will only run for the client, or basically the current thing I'm playing on right now. So in this script, we're gonna want to do local. This is how you start making a variable. We're gonna do local part. So that's going to be the name of our variable. It's going to be equal to script. So we're going to get a script, and we're going to get its parent. Because its parent's part, we're going to want to get this. So we'll just do script.parent. And now, we're going to want to change the color when the game starts. We're going to do part.color is equal to color 3. So, basically, you know how there's RGB? That's what color 3 is. And we're going to do dot new. We're going to do dot from RGB, so we can, because you can do in any type of color configuration there is. I don't know exactly what it is. We're just going to do RGB, so red, green, blue. And you can either type it in manually here, or you can just click on this wheel and select it from here. So let's set the color. Let's do purple. So now when we start the game, this part will turn purple. And boom. There you go. Now the part's purple. So let's say if we were to have an error. This is how you read errors. So let's just also have a bunch of other lines. So let's say there was an error right here. Let's pretend we didn't actually see any of that happen. This is how you read errors in Roblox Studio. Oh, look at that. We got an error. It'll be underlined in red. So it says workspace.part.script. So it's saying it's in workspace.part.script. So it's inside the script. Incomplete statement. Okay, but how do we know where it had that incomplete statement at? If you look right here, there's number 3 saying it's on line number 3. But to make it a lot more simple, just click on it. Brings you right to the line. So if there's an error on line 3, where is that error? Oh, look at that. I accidentally typed in a D right there. Delete that. Oh yeah, make sure you stop the game before you go fix errors, because sometimes it may not save or transfer over when you stop the game. And now, no more errors. Also, one more thing to show you about parts is that everything by default when you add it to the game is not anchored, therefore gravity will affect it. You can either check it up here, or you can scroll down here and check it. And now when I load into the game, it won't fall down to the ground. It'll just stay there mid-place. I can't push it. I can't do anything with it. But there is the basics of Roblox Studio. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next part. Or I guess the next tutorial.